Namaste, and welcome to our podcast, Logistics Pe Charcha. I am Prajakta Karnik, editor of Logistics Outlook magazine, and today we have with us Mr. Vishal Mehta. He is the CEO, Pankaj Transport, Rushabh Sealink and Logistics. Welcome, Vishal.
Hi Prajakta.
So, just to begin with, I would like to understand about Rushabh Sealink and its journey so far.
Pankaj Transport, Rushabh Sealink, we always branded together because when we started in 2004, we started as a transport company, and that is where the whole journey started. And we very proudly till today call ourselves a trucker first and then a logistics company. So we started as a trucking company with 2 trucks, and this trucking business actually took us global. So we started from Mumbai as a trucking company. From trucking, we moved to freight forwarding. From freight forwarding, we moved to end-to-end logistics. Then we started rail operation, coastal movement, warehousing. This is the journey of 20 years, 2004 to 2024. And we started from transport, as I told you, but now we operate out of 7 different countries, starting from Italy, Spain, Portugal, Mombasa, Djibouti, UAE, and France. These are the countries where we proudly operate as a logistics company, as a trucking company. This is what we do.
That's great. That's a lot. So, tell me about yourself. How did you get into this logistics industry, and what's actually motivating you in?
So the beauty is, at times when you don't have choice, you make the best choices. So for me, I was in the US, not for studies. I was there to work. I was working at a gas station there. I was working at the motels there. I lived there for about 8-9 months. The goal of me going to US was making about $1,000, which was 44,000 rupees those days. And that is what took me to US. I worked there for 9 months. Somehow the culture, the system, I could not digest it. And I come back to India not knowing what to do and absolutely not knowing what to do. So thanks to my mentor, my guru, so the gentleman named Shri Chotubai Ajmera, the owner of Ajmera Group of Company, he was the only person who told me that you have made the best decision of coming back to India. 20 years before, there was no BJP, there was no Star India, there was no India. But that was a time he actually told me I made the best decision. He used to own a steel company called Shri Pre-Coated Steel. He gave me a break. He told me start with doing our transport business. Honestly, I knew nothing about nothing. And he told me start from there, do our transport business, but the condition is going to be you need to bill us 20% lesser than our current price. So he's the one who got me actually into transport, and he gave me that break of proving myself to be in the trade, to learn, and that is how we entered into transport. And of course, then after we started expanding.
That's great. Coming to the most interesting question, or something that the industry always looks forward to, is the challenges that the logistics industry has been facing over the last few years. What's your take on it?
So let's divide. Logistics is a very, very broader subject. So we'll try and cover a few of them. So I would sincerely request the generation who thinks that logistics is very challenging, trucking is extremely bad. It is not. It is becoming very, 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 very disciplined, very, very organized. If you see 2004, we never had any GPS. We never knew where our trucks are. There were no mobile phones. There were no networks. There were pagers and stuff like that. So it was difficult. Today, if you see, technology has gone so deep down, even in trucking industry, even in freight forwarding, even in logistics, container warehousing. Things have become very easy. Today, generations are well versed with phones, with technology, and likewise, the drivers who were the biggest challenge for us. Today, drivers are also very well versed with basic technology. They communicate very, very well, though in our language, but they do. So the communication has become extremely easy. Data transfer has become very, very smooth. So businesses have become much, much, much better. Okay. The ecosystem in logistics have become much better. When I used to go to the clients as a trucker, I was always a transporter Today we are logistics player, and after COVID we have become stars. People respect us. They take care of us very very well. So the businesses have become easy, and challenges, honestly, challenges of different forms, different types are going to come every time. Though data has become easy, communication has become easy, speed is a need of an hour. Today, as they say, nazar hati durgatna ghati. Same is the situation in business or email or WhatsApp or communication. If you are slow, you are out. You better be extremely serious on what you are doing. And today it's just about making sure if you are committing a customer, you are committing. There is no if and buts. People believe in results and not reasons. People who wants to give reasons, you better don't come into logistics industry. This is a serious business, and expectation of customers is going higher and higher and higher because they are competing global players. So this is an ecosystem which is becoming very serious. It's all about productivity and performance. If you can focus on productivity and performance, you're good to go.
Absolutely. You mentioned about the global scenario. So I would like to understand how the current geopolitical scenario is, impacting the entire industry, and how the peers are trying to be resilient in this scenario.
Let's think it that way. There can be problem everywhere outside our house.
Absolutely.
But the point is, geopolitically, there are problems everywhere else, but not in our house. Today, India is in the most stable situation politically. We are just at the perfect timing. Since last 15 years, we have a stable government. And our government has made big things, big decisions, mainly logistics. If you see, there are so much reforms that government has brought in terms of ease of doing transport, ease of doing shipping, having our bill of lading rules change, which was drafted those days. So there are a lot of ease of business in our country now. All the tools, all the ease of doing business, all the government support that we have. The problems outside our house. When I say outside our house, means outside everywhere in the world, wherever there is a problem, Indians have always taken advantage of it. If you technically see, Russia, the world has sanctioned on Russia, but India has done the highest business with Russia. Same with Iran. If you see Iran, the world has put sanction on them, but India does business with Iran. So as India and as Indian logistics company, I think so we are at the right place, right time, and with the right mindset. So we Indian have taken all the advantage of it, and there is much more that we need to do.
Absolutely. So India is at the bright spot right
Absolutely, 100% with our Prime Minister. If his picture is good enough, everything works.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He is the star.
He's the superstar.
He's a superstar. Absolutely. So talking about automation and AI, we are seeing a lot of talks being on how AI is going to revolutionize the entire sector or the industry. Not just the industry, but completely, how we talk, how we discuss, how we, the entire gamut of it. What is your take on it?
I believe there is no one person who might disagree to the fact that AI is going to take over everything. It's like landline to mobile, big screens to thin screens, right? So same is with non-AI to AI world. It's a different world which is being created, and we all have to accept it. The fact of life is, with the moving technology and the advancement of technology, we have to either accept it or we need to get out of it. We can't be a critic to it, because no matter how much time you try to critique it, it's not going to happen. Eventually, we all have to adapt it. The sooner, the faster you adapt it, you at least make bigger jumps. Today, I see AI is making our life so easy. And whether you agree or you disagree, the fact is we all are using AI some way or the other. There are people who agree or who disagree, but we are using it, and I think so. It's the way of life. It's just the beginning.
Absolutely. But then there are talks about how that will impact, how automation will impact manpower. So are you also seeing that fear, or is that just going to be a part and parcel of the entire system?
So let me talk from my business perspective, which is logistics. If you ask anybody today, exports are going too high. Local movement of goods is extremely high. We are talking about AI is going to take away jobs. The fact is, today, manpower is such a serious challenge already. To get a truck driver has become the biggest problem. Every truck owner is ready to buy another 500 trucks, 1000 trucks because there is enough business. But the only thing that is stopping us to make those jumps is manpower, skill drivers. We call them today skilled laborers. They are the one who takes care of safety, who takes care of material safety, human safety. So if AI by any means tomorrow, if the trucks are, somebody can drive our trucks automatic, I think so neither the driver are afraid because there are no one who wants to come and drive vehicles. Neither we are worried about it because that is going to be a right stopgap between human and AI collaboration. So at least in our industry, we don't see that AI is a real threat to take away anybody's job.
How has your company integrated automation and AI into your system?
So from a warehousing point of view, a lot of integration of AI. From trucking point of view, lot of integration which we feel now, because when I started the business, there was no data which were flowing to our desk. Today, because of AI, even if our truck driver does harsh braking or speed driving, we get the data. So AI keeps pushing us the data that we need, which was never available. As far as freight forwarding is concerned, yes, the whole international shipping business, AI is making a big difference because we have full visibility. Because today what people want is when the cargo will be dispatched from point A and when will it reach point B. The truth is, in the global market, it doesn't go from point A to point B directly. It goes from point A to point B to point C and then the final destination. It's a long journey. With AI, with technology, with software, with app, today the data flow, the visibility of things are much more clear, and that is actually improving every business to perform better, to give better experience to their client. So AI, all in all, I feel that's the way of life and we live with it.
So what is the mantra for Pankaj Transport and Rushabh Sealink to stay agile and resilient in this challenging or the changing times?
No, I always tell my team, it's very simple. When you play video game, all right, level 1 is easier, level 2 is difficult, level 3 is difficult. Same is life, same is business. Nothing is gonna get easy. Okay, we all were fooled by a story that 10th पास कर लो फिर लाइफ इजी हो जाएगी, 12th पास कर लो लाइफ इजी हो जाएगी, जॉब मिलने के बाद तो और इजी हो जाएगी. And you all will agree that it's fun. You take it easy, you keep growing, you keep evolving, you keep learning. The whole problem starts when you change your mindset from results to reasons. You need to be extremely conscious that are you getting into a mode where you are giving more reasons than results. If that is becoming your habit, you will be either thrown out or you will walk out yourself. So only mantra for us is, in our company, is we believe in results and not in reasons. That's our mantra.
So going forward, how do you see the company growing probably in the next 5 years? Because we already have Vision 2020, 30 also being announced. So how do you see yourself placed in this scenario?
We are extremely focused on our business. As we operate out of 7 countries already, and once again to repeat, we are not only a trucking company. We started as a trucking company. We today do freight forwarding, we do rail movement, we do coastal movement, and we do warehousing. So if you see, we have already realized that depending on one single thing is not going to work. You can't sell what you have. You have to create a product that a customer needs. And today a customer needs speed. Customer needs cheapest possible price, not because they want to save money, because they are also competing international market. So in this scenario, we are a fully focused multimodal transport operator, and our expansions, we see very clearly we are going deep down in Africa. Not only because I'm honorary consul of Republic of Djibouti, but we see Africa as a future. And we are very serious investing more money, more manpower, and being very focused. And very soon, you will have a big news from our company that we are doing something way too bigger in Africa in terms of logistics.
So talking about Djibouti, so can you tell us how you are the honorary consul of Republic of Djibouti? How has that helped in strengthening India-Djibouti ties, and how are you seeing the entire scenario right now?
First thing first is I've been dealing with Djibouti, which most of the Indian pronounce it Djibouti, and I would like to be clear, it's Djibouti and not Djibouti. So Djibouti is Africa's second smallest country, but the beauty of Djibouti is it is the most strategic located country in the world. Being the smallest country, we host 8 military bases in Djibouti, which is US, China, Italy, France, Germany, Saudi Arabia, and many more. So that is one. Second, we are the biggest logistics hub. So we do not only connect Djibouti for locals, but we connect Djibouti takes care of complete Ethiopia market. Ethiopia is the landlocked country. 95% of the goods from for Ethiopia moves via Djibouti, and that is how Djibouti is placed as far as our location is concerned. Second, Djibouti and India relationship is getting better and better, and that's the reason they also very seriously made this attempt of appointing me as an honorary consul who can further take care of bilateral and trade relationship between India and Djibouti. Maharashtra, Mumbai being a financial capital, we did not have any presence in this part of the world. So my role and responsibility is to make sure that there is more and more business to business relationship between both the countries. We recently took a business delegation to Djibouti, big brands from India, and they were so impressed that there is so much to do in Djibouti. Likewise, Djiboutians are expanding in all terms, in construction, in logistics, in electricity, thermal power. So we showcase them that India has a lot to offer to them. They should not be depending only on other countries without naming any of them. But they should not be only looking at that part of the world. And they are extremely serious. They are looking India very seriously. So I feel we are contributing a bit in terms of bringing both the countries closer to do business, to have a better understanding between each of them.
We are seeing a lot of bilateral trade agreements that are being signed. How do you see that, in an advantage for India and also for the logistics industry? Because now if the trades increase, so how would the logistics industry benefit out of that?
I believe as much as country to country, the more and more things happen. Eventually, what happens? Either it is a technology transfer or there is a transfer of goods. Okay, so we typically call it goods and technology transfer.
Okay.
So by all means, whenever there is movement of goods from point A to point B, without logistics you can't move anything.
Absolutely.
Let it be truck, train, air, or sea. But finally, goods have to move by any mode, right? So as the more the agreements are signed, the more our government is active, the more deals they are closing indirectly. It is a clear benefit to us because straight away the business comes to us. Today, if you see, 15 days ago, Merck's biggest vessel and most important, Merck's vessel, which is now moving to non-fossil fuel. So they did the naming ceremony in India. So now that was something which happened in India. Now clearly this shows that people look India very, very seriously in terms of doing the biggest of the thing, because they want to show their presence to India. They want Indians to know them, because India is not a market which anybody can ignore. So the more and more trade agreements are signed, it is definitely in our advantage. And not only logistics, it is in the advantage of a country by and large.
Thank you very much for joining us in our studio. It was great speaking to you.
Thank you, Team Logistics Outlook, for taking this initiative. And this is definitely going to make some sense to the industry. And great job. Thank you.